And good morning from Magic 95.9, 10 minutes after 8 o'clock. Friday morning, time for the Washington County Commissioners Update with Washington County Commissioner at Large, John Spruill. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are we doing?
Doing good. Hope that you are.
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, good deal. John, one of the things I wanted to ask you about, and of course I mention quite often that it dovetails from our conversations with Washington County Manager Curtis Potter. I know that recently, and when I say recently, I'm not sure when the actual date it occurred, but we have brought into the fold an economic developer for Washington County. When this person is hired, and of course we know the job is that they're looking to solicit investment opportunities for Washington County, but what role, if any, do, on the commissioner's standpoint, do you meet with the economic developer and say, we are looking for this, or we think there is a need for this particular type business in our area, and put them on the hunt for it? Or just, how does the commissioners work with it? And I want to say the economic developer's name is Kelly. I'm not that good with names anymore, but just what is the role between you guys?
So when we were able to get Kelly hired on, number one, we had to create that position and allocate funds to be able to have that position, which is something that we haven't had in the county in quite a long time. And it's quite a commitment from the county, and I'm really excited that the other commissioners see that vision, that we have got to do something in Washington County to be able to grow our county. I'm of the mentality that, and the thought process, if you don't ask for something, you're not going to get it. People aren't just going to give you a handout. So in creating this position of an economic developer, we now have somebody that's full-time staff that is going to go out and ask for people to come, for businesses to locate in Washington County. So that's number one to start. We created a position. And I say we, I give all the commissioners credit for this, including Curtis and Jason, to be able to get this position done. And then also we created the Economic Development Council, and this is all part of our strategic plan that staff, Curtis and Jason and the rest of the staff, along with the commissioners, have developed over the last couple of years and put into place. And it's not just a static plan, it's a plan that's evolving as we move forward and we make changes to it, and the economic development piece is part of that. And so we've created this Economic Development Council, which has representation from business and private government representation on this board, including two commissioners. Myself and Commissioner Walker sit on the board or the council, and we've had our initial meeting, and during that meeting we had lots of great input from everyone that was around the table. We all sat around the table. Everyone had input as to the direction, and we're going to continue to develop this council and then be able to push and look for specific jobs, specific opportunities, but we're open to everything. We're not just laser focused on one thing. Right now, the door is wide open, and we're going to try to look for and attract any type of business or any type of opportunity to come to Washington County, including tourism. We have the opportunity to be able to attract tourists because of the waterfront, the rivers, the Roanoke River Delta, the national park that we have, the refuge, the state park, Somerset. All of that combined goes into what we can attract as far as the tourism piece, but also we're looking at attracting businesses, retail.
And when we talk about the Kelly and economic development, and then someone says, okay, well, let me just pick a number arbitrarily, John, $4.2 million. Say somebody wants to come and spend that kind of money, maybe put a restaurant and a miniature golf course in town, and they're met with a lot of opposition. That, to me, would be a detractor as an investor of future opportunities. And again, I agree. I like that phraseology, the end game. What is the purpose? I don't know that anyone on the town council that is against these investment opportunities have come forth and state their reason why they or their constituents are against an opportunity like this. It's just beyond me.
It really is. I don't understand it. And again, I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus. It is what it is, and your actions speak louder than words, so to speak. But I really think that, and it's sad to have to say this, that a business or an individual or a corporation or a group of people that want to spend money, that want to do investment in Washington County, has to seek legal advice to be able to spend the money here. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. We want to be attractive, and we want to be pro-business, not opposed to business. I get the feeling that sometimes that government, and I see this in regulation, you look at, I'm in the construction industry, that's how I make a living. And when I work in other areas, not Plymouth or Washington County, I'm just talking about surrounding areas, this government sometimes gets in their mind that they want to slow growth. And to me, I don't understand that. They put in place regulations that hamper growth. Different regulations like, well, you got to do this, you got to do a tap and impact fee. Now, I understand that when you're growing, you have to also grow your infrastructure. Now, that's something that you need to be planning for long range, like the fact that we're doing the water improvement from Roper to Mid-County area. We're putting in a new water main down that direction that'll service any kind of development that'll go in the Mid-County area. So we're looking at and trying to stay in front of that development, but you have to, I don't understand regulation, over-regulating, and causing business not to want to locate in your area. We need to be pro-growth, and any entity or government organization that is not pro-growth is, I just don't understand that mentality. It's hard for me to do that. And like I said, I'll be more than happy to sit down with any number of ones from the town council and try and work through their issues to try and get past where they're at in this stumbling block that they've placed on this particular individual or business. But I do believe that other people are looking at that and saying, well, until this gets resolved, I'm not going to spend any money there. So that's not only hurting the town of Plymouth, that's hurting the entire county, because if you're within the city limits, you get taxed twice. You get a county tax, you get a town tax. And people say, well, why am I getting taxed twice? Well, you're getting taxed twice within the city limits because you're supposed to have increased services. The government exists to provide services. And if you're not providing good services for the money that you're paying, then something needs to be done differently.
Well, I agree. And of course, the other big elephant in the room for Plymouth is trash service. That has, it just seems like, and it's a shame that there are so many good things about Plymouth, having been here for 31 years. And, I want to see progress. I want to see, as we talked about, the new school. I think Jernigan Oil is going to be building a duct through near the school. There's another business that is opening up here, and there's just so many great opportunities. But it seems like more often than not, we get the publicity of shooting ourselves in the foot. And for me, you just got to stop it. You've got to accentuate the positive, as the old Johnny Mercer song said. And we're just not capitalizing on that, in my opinion. Your thoughts?
Yes, we got to capitalize on every opportunity that we have, and we've got to make those opportunities. We can't, in my opinion, we can't put up roadblocks for businesses not wanting to come here. I mean, that's just counterintuitive for what we need to do. Our population, and I think I said this last time, has declined over 15% in the last so many decades or so. And we have a dying population. And I look at my family, just to use an example. I got 4 kids, and none of them live in Washington County because they can't afford to. They can go in neighboring counties and make a better living. And I want to be able to afford an opportunity for my kids to locate in Washington County. I want every family, all these kids that are growing up, or that are in our school systems now, to be able to locate in Washington County by providing jobs for them. It's a great place to live, Washington County is. We can make it even better by creating jobs, opportunities, places for them to work. The cost of living in Washington County is lower than surrounding counties, which gives them an opportunity to be able to come here and to make a better living and a better life for themselves, to be able to grow here, to be able to live here, to be able to work here, and quite frankly, to be able to have fun here, going out and enjoying the things that bring people to Washington County, hunting, fishing, exploring, going to our parks and different areas. We have to provide that opportunity for those people. That's what I am trying to do, and I think the other commissioners are on board with that. I don't know that the town council is, according to what they're doing right now, but again, I'm not trying to badmouth the town council. I'm just trying to offer the opportunity to let me help you. Let the commissioners help you in growing the town. And in growing the town, it grows the county. It also enables you to have more taxable income that you can get done the different things that you want to do, like providing recreational services. You got to have money. You got to have the tax income, the tax base to be able to grow those services so that the kids that are in town have something to be able to do, that you can fund the different museums that we have down in the downtown area to be able to give to them, that you can donate money to the Bear Festival that brings people to Washington County in a mass force on the first weekend in June every year, that you can be able to afford these things, provide better services to the citizens, and grow in the meantime.
And you know, John, a kicker thought is, how dare some political entity tell me how to spend my money? You know, if 31 years ago when I came here, if they just said, well, no, we don't want a radio, the station was off the air. It had been off the air for 2 years when I got here. And I did not run into any red tape as far as putting the station on. And Tuesday will be our 31st anniversary of having been here. But what gets me is how insane it is for someone to tell me how to spend my money. And if Lou Manring or any other person wants to invest, and the key word there is invest in our community, they should let them. I just don't get it, because Lou's taking all the risk. Town council does not have a dog in the fight, but yet they put one in there.
Yeah.
For no apparent reason.
I don't understand what they, in that instance, putting a bond on that individual to say that they have to, if the property lays vacant for 6 months, they're going to step in and tear it all down. I charge them with the buildings that they own, that the town owns downtown, that are crumbling, that if you ride downtown, they have caution tape and barricades up around them to prevent people from getting too close because they are crumbling down around them. I charge the town with, what are you going to do? Why are you not doing something about that? and you're not doing anything. And people have come to the town and asked them to buy those buildings so that they can do something with them, and the town refuses to sell them. It doesn't make sense to me. I wish they would explain it a little better than what they're doing. But and again, let me know what I can do to as a county commissioner to try and help.
Well, I mean, definitely. I listen. 100%. I can assure anyone that John Sproul is pro Washington County and all the municipalities. So I know your sincerity when you say, let me help. But in as much as you offer that, does the town council, who won't accept $4.2 million to be invested, how much help do you think they're going to ask you or any of the other commissioners? They're just, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And I don't use it.
My phone,
yeah,
I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, and my phone has yet to ring from anyone from the town council or the mayor or anything like that, asking for help, or can we have a joint meeting? Can we work through this? Can we figure this out? Can we move forward? Can we pull this rope in the same direction? It's like in a tug of war. But why are we in a tug of war? Let's pull this rope in the same direction, and let's pull for the betterment of Plymouth, of Roper, of Creswell. Let's pull ourselves up. Right now we're in a downward spiral, and I'm trying to stop that along with my other commissioners, and I appreciate their support. And let's get on the correct path and go in the right direction and build Washington County up.
And the thing you think about, if you don't learn from history, mistakes, then you're going to keep on making them. Go back, pardon me, to when Weyerhaeuser came here and they wanted to build in Washington County. They did not allow that. Technically, Weyerhaeuser/Domtar is a Martin County business. Mm-hmm. And I'll even take one step further. East Carolina University did not want to build in Greenville. They approached the people in charge for Washington to build East Carolina University in Washington, and they turned that down and looked to what East Carolina University has meant to the economy for Greenville and Pitt County. And if you don't look at these things of the past and say, well, that was a mistake not to build, Weyerhaeuser in Washington County, not to build East Carolina University in Beaufort County, you learn these things. And there's nothing that says that Lou or any other investor won't, pack up their toys and go right across county lines and put something in Edenton or I know Chowan County would embrace this opportunity, as would Bertie or Martin County.
Oh, absolutely.
To borrow a line from a great song, you wouldn't know a diamond if you held it in your hand. The things you think are precious, I can't understand. Are you reeling in the years?
Yes.
By Steely Dan. That is a perfect analogy of what we're dealing with here.
There have been multiple occasions of things that have wanted to locate in Washington County, and over the years you get a small group that gets to talking about we don't want that. And I looked at a development from one of the first things we did as a commissioner. We held a special hearing about a business that wanted to expand, and there was naysayers in the group about, well, this and that or whatever. And the business had already been there for 30 years or plus or whatever. And they wanted to expand on a piece of farm field. But there were people that were against it. And there was no detriment that was going to happen to the citizens that lived around there. It added value and tax base to the county. We're going to push forward with that. Now, I'm going to also protect the citizens of Washington County, and I'm not going to allow anything to come to our area that's going to be detrimental to health and safety of our citizens.
Sure.
But Also, we got to look at pushing forward for development and doing that safely, and we're going to do that hopefully in Washington County, and I hope everyone can see fit to get behind what we're trying to do.
Well, all we can do is say a prayer every night that we'll get to where we need to be, and just keep keeping the positive posture on this, and hopefully one day it'll click and it'll all work. But John, it's always good to have you on and talking about things that we want to see as good developments and opportunities for Washington County as a whole. But as always, before we wind things up, I didn't know if there was anything that you needed to make us aware of, you'd like to plug, or anything going on with the fire department. You always have a platform with us here.
Yes, sir, and I appreciate that. But I'm not aware of anything that's coming up immediately. I will say there is a burn ban that's in place. I don't believe that's been lifted as of yesterday. So make sure that you don't do any open burning. We don't need to have any fires going like the people in the western part of the state do right now. My hearts go out to them. They've been devastated with flooding, and now they've got fires that are raging across, and people having to flee from their homes because of that. So keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, to not do any burning right now. There'll be a time when that gets lifted and it gets a little wetter and the grass turns greener, and it'll present that opportunity for you to be able to do that. I know people want to clean their yards up, especially with the nice weather that's looking like we're going to have today and tomorrow. So everybody get out and enjoy that. Don't do any burning.
All right, John. Always good to have you on, and the good message that you bring our way. And we look forward to talking with you next week.
Have a great weekend, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, John. See you now. Bye-bye.
Bye.